Volume. Now, the volume formulas are on your formula sheet. Notice if you peruse your formula sheet, oh boy, a lot of them have like that capital B in it, which we're going to see area of the base again, height, all of the same things, but clearly similar but different because we're calculating volume. So we're still going to have to know how to do area of some of these bases. So obviously you might see a trapezoid today. Now this is going to be fun because I didn't give you the formula. Do you remember the formula for area of a trapezoid? Please, you should know it by now. 1/2. I heard that. What's next? Height. Thank you, Lena. Base 1 plus base 2. I like it. I like it. Okay. Now, you will be given the formula, but we should know it. We should know it. So, of course, the height is 3. Now, does it matter for the bases if I do 12 plus 18 or 18 plus 12? That doesn't matter. Any way you cut it, what's 12 plus 18? Quick mental math. 12 plus 18. 30. Let's just put 30. Now, I can do this in my head. What's 3 times 30? 90. What's half of 90? 45. And I'm, of course, going to label because why wouldn't we? Okay, circle, diameter 8.2. All right, we should know it. What's the formula for area of a circle? Don't all yell it at once. Pi r squared, I heard it. Now, not that this is tricky per se, but they gave you the diameter. What are you going to use for your radius? Half of that. So what is half of 8.2? 4.1. Okay, type that in. And again, round to the 10th if it doesn't tell you specifically. What do you got? 50. What do we got?
52.
Thanks, Kendra. All right, and of course, I'm going to label. Now, like I said, you'll be provided, these will be on the formula sheet, but we should know trapezoid and circle by now, I hope. Now, we are similar but different, We're switching to volume. So, surface area, remember, is the area of all the sides totaled up together. So, like if you're wrapping your Christmas present, how much wrapping paper you put around the prism, okay? Volume is how much you put inside of the figure. So obviously we have some different formulas. So a couple things you got to fill in on the blank here. The volume of a solid is the number of cubic units contained in its interior. So how much you're putting inside of the figure. Volume is measured in cubic units. So we're going to change the labels today. They're going to be meters cubed, inches cubed, so on and so forth. Now, volume of a cube, of course you can see the formula. You have to fill this on the blank. Volume of a cube equals s cubed. Now, I'm going to talk about that because it's going to lead us kind of into the next formula. Here's the deal. If you think about a cube, the bases are a square. Now, we know, of course, area of a square, length times width, base times height, however you want to say it. Or in this case, they're the same. And then the height of the prism is also the same. So they're just condensing it to side cubed, but we are really using area of the base times the height. That is a similar calculation we have made earlier. Just you have a little shortcut for a cube because they're all the same. So for instance, I'm not going to stand up here and be like, oh my gosh, what's the area of the base? The height. No, side cubed. All the sides are the same. I just have to cube 6. Well, you might have punched that in your calculator. I don't know if you know that one. What's 6 cubed?
216.
Perfect. And we're going to switch out the label. We're doing volume. So it's not centimeters squared, it's centimeters cubed. So do watch your labels today for volume. Now, kind of what I alluded to here on the last one. First, let's fill in the blank here. The volume of any right prism cylinder can be found by multiplying the area of its base by its height. So that's really what I was doing on that S cubed. I was really doing a fancy area of the base. Oh boy.
Pardon the interruption. Is Tyler Hale in class?
He is.
Could you send us to the attendance office, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
You got it. So it's really the same as I just kind of showed you on the cube. You're still doing area of the base times the height. Same thing for a cylinder. But notice they got fancy, because your base on a cylinder is a circle. So instead of putting the capital B, they just swapped that right out to pi r squared, our area of a circle formula. But those are the calculations we're going to use on the next page when we do a couple prisms and cylinders. Any questions on the front page of your notes? Too easy, right? Okay, flip the page, here we go. And you know I like to say trapezoidal prism. So, just, it's our first day on volume. I'm going to put the formula in front of us, area of the base times the height. Now, of course, we're always starting with the base, just like when we did surface area. Now, this time, of course, it's a trapezoid. I'm just going to put that there. Now, we reviewed the formula for area of a trapezoid in the very beginning warm-up problems. So I'm looking at these trapezoidal bases, the top and bottom. So I'm going to calculate the area of that. So that's 1/2 times the height. What is just the height of just the trapezoidal base? Not the whole prism, just the base. Height of the trapezoid base is not 5, 3. What's the difference between 3 and 5? They are both heights, but what is the difference between them? 3 is the height of the base, just the side. 5 is the height of the whole prism, Okay, we want the 3. Okay, bases of the trapezoid. Clearly, plain as day, that one's 14. What's the other base? What's the bottom base of the green trapezoid? 6, because it's the same. The top and bottom are the same. I'm just going to steal it. Okay, calculate that for me. What is the area of that trapezoidal base? Or really, let's mental math that. 14 plus 6, 20. 20 times 3, 60. What's half of 60? 30. Now, we have everything we need to get the volume of this trapezoidal prism, because we just did the area of the base, and we're going to be smart here. What is the height of the prism? Am I using 3 or 5? Lena's right, 5. I can do that without a calculator. I'm going to watch my label, centimeters cubed. Too easy. So just be careful about your heights. The 3 was the height of the base, 5 is the height of the prism. Do not interchange those. Too easy. Okay, let's do this guy, cylinder. Now it really is the same formula, area of the base times the height, but of course it's a circular base. So we're just going to swap in the pi r squared right now. And I think we have everything we need. Clearly the radius 9. And how tall is the cylinder? 6. So we just have to type that in the old calculator. You should get about 1,526.8. And I'm going to be conscientious of my label. Tired. Love a cylinder. Okay, all right. Let's do a prism. Clearly it says, Clearly it says on this guy triangular prism, but we should be able to know what sort of figure it is. Obviously your bases, I'm just going to outline one of them, these triangles. Now hopefully, I think I copied okay. Do you see the little tick marks here, the congruent marks? I'm just going to label, they're all 60. So again, same formula for volume, area of the base times the height. But our base, of course, is a triangle. So we have to know the formula for area of a triangle. It hasn't popped up yet today, but we should know it. What's the formula for area of a triangle? 1/2 base times height. Okay, so let's take a look on my red triangular base. Okay, I see the base is 16. That's easy. We got a glitch. I don't know the height of this red triangle. Remember, the height is how tall it is, and it makes a right angle. I need to find that. So here we go. This is where we're going to use some trigonometry, some of that right triangle trig. Now, I'm going to redraw that so I have some room to work. And we're going to be smart here. I'm only working on half of the side of the triangle down here, so 8. If you know 2 sides of a right triangle, super easy. I'm just going to go old school Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to do h squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now you guys are great at solving Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to give you a second and figure out. I'm just going to scroll this up a little bit so I'm not way at the bottom. What do you have for your height? You should have, say again? Agreed. So now all I'm gonna do is put that 13.9 up here, and I can give you the area of that triangular base. So I punched that in, really I did 8 times 13.9 and my calculator was smart. Now, that's the most work as always, surface area volume, obviously that base is always the most amount of work we have to do. But we gotta finish off our volume calculation. Area of the base, we got it. Height. What is the height of the prism? From the front triangular base to the back one. What's the height? 10. And we don't need a calculator for that. Multiplying by 10 just moves the decimal one place which way? To the right. I see you guys pointing to the right, so that's easy enough. And we are in meters. Got it. Okay, so all the things might still come up today. Base times height over 2. You might probably on the homework have an half app problem again. Half app, we can never get rid of half app, it's always here. So just be aware, I didn't cover every single possibility today, but we've done all of that. You might see it all today. All right, let's do pyramid, our last two here, pyramid and cone. Now, similar formulas, but a little different, obviously. So, I look at this pyramid, and I'm like, well, it's smaller than a prism, because you kind of have the sides cut out. So that's why it's 1/3 area of the base times height. Now, sometimes I'm going to be honest, I'm too lazy in my calculator to actually type in the 1/3, the fraction. So you could also do this, the base times the height over 3. That would give you the same calculation. So if you don't like to type in the fraction, I just do my base height like normal and then over 3. Same thing for this guy, for the cone. But the base on a cone's a circle, so we're going to go right to that pi r squared. That's really the same formula. I just don't like pulling up the fraction. So you can do your base, there it is, times the height, and then over 3 is another way to punch that in your calculator too. This depends how you like to do it. So let's do a couple of those and call it a day, my friends. Last page, here we go. Find the volume of the solid. Okay, just because, I know it's a ways away still, but I know what's on your test, I know what's coming at you. Some of the things are going to ask you, of course, on the test, kind of like last week's quiz, identify the figure. Meaning, is that a prism, pyramid, cylinder, or cone? It is a pyramid. You know this. So, of course, my volume formula, I like area of the base times the height over 3. Of course, we got to work on the base. It might probably ask you on the test too to identify the shape of the base. What shape is our base on this one? Pentagon, 5 sides. So you just write pentagon. Okay. Now, of course, we have to know what is the formula we're going to use to find the area of this regular pentagon. Half app. Can't get away from half app. Story of our lives. Hey, just for fun, because I love to review vocabulary. What makes it regular? What do you notice about the sides on the pentagon? They're all the same. The angles are all the same also. That's what makes it regular. Okay, I couldn't help myself. Ooh, I like this figure because, do you know the apothem? Yeah. Yes, I don't have to use SOHCAHTOA. One small victory today. And I think we can get the perimeter with not a whole lot of stress here. Pentagon, of course, 5 sides. Each side 6. What's the perimeter? 30. I like that. That was easy. We're crushing it. Okay, so find a course, do your half app. We got it. I punched it in earlier today. I had about 61.5. So we are ready to get our final answer for this volume of the pyramid. Area of the base. I just did it. Take a look at the picture. It's on there. What is the height of the pyramid? How tall is the pyramid? 12. Thanks, Ben. And because it's a pyramid, this is over 3. Prism is not over 3. Pyramid is. All right, punch that in. What do you got? 246. I like it. Kilometers cubed. 246. I got excited about my kilometers cubed. There we go. Okay, any questions on that guy? 2 to go. Here we go. As always, just for fun, getting ready, thinking about our, test. Obviously, it's a cone. If it asked you what shape is the base, what shape is the base of a cone? Circle. Okay. I can't help myself. So formula, area of the base and the height over 3. But our base, of course, is the circle. Okay. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. Then I'm like, oh, yeah, see. Do you know the radius? Oh, shoot. Okay, so we got to find this lovely little R. I kind of need it. So we're going to have to do some SOHCAHTOA, my friends, because 65 degrees is not one of our special triangles. Now, I hate when they put this out here. This is our 16, of course. So I've got the opposite side, and you need the adjacent. What trig ratio has opposite adjacent? Tangent. So we're going to do tan of 65. We're going to make sure our modes and degrees, as always, opposite over adjacent. And you guys are great at solving that. I can't help myself. I got to show some work. I'm going to multiply by r to clear out the denominator. And from here, honestly, I probably wouldn't write anymore. I'd be on my calculator to solve it, because we know we have to divide that tan of 65 off. And you can round it to the 10th. What do you have for your radius? About 7.5. Okay. Now I'm going to come back up to my volume formula and finish this up. I'm going to get it done. So pi r, we just figured it out. Look at the picture. What's the height? How tall is the cone? 16. And of course, we're over 3. Punch all of that in for your final answer. I love all the calculator key clicking. It's soothing. Yep, 942.5. I like it. I'm running out of room. I'm going to do the label underneath. Any questions on that guy? Final picture of the day. I love this picture. So this is what we consider what we call a composite figure, because you have a pyramid on top along with a cube on the bottom. So remember, volume is how much you are putting inside that whole figure. So really what you're going to do is you're going to do the volume of the pyramid. I'm going to work top down, pyramid. And then I'm going to do the volume of the cone, or the cube, sorry, cube. And then we're just going to total them together for our overall answer. Now I'm going to start with the pyramid. So of course, formula, base, height, over 3. So I'm taking a look at this. I'm like, okay. Base is going to be easy. So I'm looking at my pyramid. This is the base, which of course is the same as the bottom square. Mental math it. What's the area of the square? 36. 6 times 6. I'm not sure that it's really worth me writing, but I'm going to write it. How tall is the pyramid? I can't screw this one up. Everything's 6. Okay, so I punched that in earlier, blah, 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 and I got 72. Now I'm going to do the cube. Now, volume of a cube, it's still area of the base times the height, but we can shortcut it since they're all the same. Clearly on the cube, it's all 6. 6 times 6 times 6. 6 cubed. We did that earlier. Okay, overall volume, how much I can put in the pyramid up top combined with the cube. Final answer, what do you got to do? Addition. So what is 72 plus 216? And I'm just going to label. Got it. Any questions on that? Okay, so